Beautiful day, Patriots. How are you? Today is April 14th, which is day 45 of the 88 step program. And as I was getting ready to find the center of my art piece right here, a lot of times I use a quarter and it gives me a nice round circle that kind of helps me do my little spin off. It's kind of what I'm kind of doing in my artwork right now. This is step one, which, it's a few steps to get to here. But then the next step would be then to put in a little spiral. And then I will come in and do a little universe type of I don't know, design. Just kind of what I'm kind of flowing with again this month. It's something that came about last year. Now, let's just talk about a few things. When I was doing that, I use a quarter, and I've done a video on Twitter in the past, and it was a year ago, talking about the 2020 quarter, of how on the back of the United States quarter, that the year 2020 had a bat on it, which was just kind of a little ironic and funny. Not funny at all. That the coronavirus has a rumor that it started in China, and the rumor being that it was from bat soup. There might be other rumors out there, but let's just kind of that's one of them. Now, on the back of the 2020 quarter has bats on it, which is kind of funny because it's kind of, they think about what the design of a quarter is before the year, because they print it and then distribute it that year. Does that make any sense? Yes. So one of the things, now when I was finding the center of my painting right now, I'm put down a quarter and I noticed that it had a butterfly on it. And we'll just kind of leave this in the conspiracy theory realm. It might be a moth. But I noticed that it was also the year 2020. And I was like, oh, geez, okay, how many 2020 quarters are there? I thought there was just the bat quarter. Well, I went on to our favorite Googler, because I don't care if you're using the internet, it doesn't matter what source you believe and you use, it's controlled. Give me a break. Who puts it on there? Who even owns the internet? Who owns your money? We'll get to that in a minute. So I was like, okay, how many different quarters is there for 2020, the year 2020, for a United States quarter? Because I hadn't seen this one yet. Well, when I went on Googler, I found out that there was 5 different quarters that were printed in the year 2020 with different backs on them. So I thought, well, that's interesting. One of them being the bat, of course, is how we started this video. Now, on the back of the 2021 quarter, much like the bat, it seems like there's only one quarter at the first or the beginning of the year. Maybe they will print more. I don't know. But right now, the 21 quarter, and I don't have one here as an example. I went to our favorite source for truth, again, the internet, Googler. And like I say, you can say duck, 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 goose, or your mama washes your socks, whatever you want to say. The internet is controlled by what? Somebody says this website is not part of the internet, but you can find it on the internet. So let's get back to the money. I found out that the 2021 quarter has only, let's see, my battery's getting low. So the 2020 quarter had 5. One of the 2020 quarters we'll get back to, because I did have. But I wanted to talk about the 2021 quarter. So far, it's the Tuskegee Flyers. They're the first black unit in World War II that used fighter planes. They were an incredible unit. If I'm not mistaken, they might also be called the Red Tail Fighters. So on the 2021 quarter has this. But I also want to ask you, is there a Tuskegee syphilis experiment that happened around the same time? What? Yes, let's ask. I want to know if you know the word syphilis. Have you ever heard the word syphilis before? It's kind of a stain on America's history, but the 21, let me rehash that, the 2021 quarter in America will have the Tuskegee Flyers. Again, I want to ask you and educate you to help you. Who are the Tuskegee experiments? There we go. I believe that's where you can find that. The Tuskegee experiments in America happening at the same time. So we got flyers, and we've got some red hot liars. There we go. How about we call it that? Now, let's get back to the 2020 quarter. As I repeat, at the beginning of the 2020 year, within the first 4 or 5 months, I did a video of, and I was way behind the game. It was just to show the people that were listening to my audience. It wasn't like I broke the story or I noticed it first. I had saw it and sat on that information for months before I made my video. Back to the bat video. Corona 2020 bat soup coronavirus comes from the bat soup. So now we go back to in the year 2020, there was 5 quarters that were issued, 5 U.S. quarters that were issued in the year 2020. And as I repeat again, I just really want to make this kind of clear that I only saw quarters of the year 2020 that showed the bat. Now, it could have been where I live, so they didn't make it out here for a long time. But let's look at this quarter. This quarter is a United States of America quarter. There it is. I'm just going to flip it over. And on the back, it says Land Stewardship 2020. Here's a boy planting a tree next to a great big huge tree. Looks like a conifer. So does the trunk here. Conifers are year green all year long, no matter if it's snowing or middle of summer. It's going to have a green leaf. That's what it looks like he's planting. Land stewardship. Why wouldn't you want to do that when there's the new Peace Green Deal? And it looks like it's in Vermont, which is kind of bizarre. I would think they would, in Vermont, they're good for maple syrup. I would think they'd be planting a maple type of tree, which is a different kind of a leaf. Oh well, that's a different story, I'm sure. But on the back, this is what I want to talk about the most. On the back of your money, on the 2020 quarter, you've got the names Marsh. Is that Ellington, Bellington, Billington, Billings. But more importantly, Rockefeller. Rockefeller has been in charge of your newspaper, your radio, your electricity, your gas, your banking, your TV, your Hollywood. Can you name any other source that they are not in control of? They are in charge. They're on the back of your money. How do you get your name on the back of money if you're not part of the Federal Reserve?